Is Trump's tariffs already working? Don't scroll past this video because you're going to want to hear this. Stellantis, the maker of Ram pickup trucks, has just announced that they are laying off 900 people and shutting down 2 plants in Canada and Mexico because of Trump's tariffs. And that's what you're going to hear on the news today, okay? But the part you're not going to hear on the news is they also announced that they are reopening a plant in Illinois where they're going to hire 1,500 American workers to start building Ram mid-size pickup trucks. Now, if that is not what the tariffs were designed to do, then I don't know what is.
It's already working. It's already in motion. Things are moving and grooving. And like I said the other day, actually I think it was yesterday, of course mainstream media and Democrats are going to, try to make everybody panic. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Trump's tanking everything. Blah, 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 blah. He destroyed it all with these tariffs. How dare him? I mean, the answer to, some of this stuff is really quite simple. Buy American. Let's dive in.
Bring your factory to the U.S.
Yeah, and obviously with the cars, all foreign-made cars, imports, are getting a 25% tariff starting at midnight. If half the cars coming into the United States are foreign-made, that's hard to turn around overnight, as you know. So what would you say to people in the auto industry who are worried about that timeline and how quickly that could shift?
Buy American.
And what about American-made cars and produced cars that are being made using foreign-made parts?
Well, I believe the USMCA is exempt.
Yeah, those that are compliant with this, obviously
Yes.
Canada and Mexico are not on here. A lot of these are our closest allies.
Bring your factory to the U.S.
Answer is quite simple. Buy American. Does anybody else get annoyed with Caitlin Collins? Like, it's just something about Caitlin Collins, who was the chick you just saw there in that interview. I don't know. I just get annoyed when I hear her and when I see her and hear her voice. I don't know. She just comes off as just like annoying to me. But anyway, but not only that, Ford has stepped up to the plate. Yeah, Ford, the American Ford, stepped up to the plate. And if you haven't heard, well, check it out.
For the next couple of months, we're going to offer our customers the same deal that our employees get. And as you say, that's worth thousands of dollars. You come into our store, you get employee pricing. This is kind of to call a little bit of a timeout. We've heard some uncertainty from our customers, and we want them to be assured that Ford, the most American auto company, is going to do right by them, as are our dealers. We make the most cars here. We employ the most. We export the most. And so we here at Ford, we're in a good position to address customers' concern and give them a really great deal on a great vehicle.
Yeah, so Ford is offering American customers employee pricing, which could be worth upwards of, I believe, about $10,000 off of a brand new vehicle.
Rolling out employee discounts for all customers.
F-150, you'll be seeing savings upwards of $10,000.
Slavonic is a Pittsburgh native who grew up around the auto industry and supports Trump's tariffs.
I'm glad to see that we're trying to bring work back to our country, seeing all my friends' parents and had great jobs at factories and producing vehicles.
Rolling out employee discounts for all.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good discount right there. $10,000 sounds good to me. Sounds darn good to me. Me personally, though, I'm not the biggest fan of Ford personally. But hey, to each his own, right? To each his own. A discount is a discount. Okay, I may take a second look at their inventory just because, right? Support American, and if you're giving me an employee discount, all right, I'll take a second look at your lineup. Okay, but the thing about all of this is that I don't think this is crazy. For a couple of reasons. But one also, and I don't think a lot of people are talking about, is the fact that when you go over to some of these other countries, you don't see Fords, you don't see Chevys, you don't see, Cadillacs, right? You don't see any of these American-made vehicles in some of these other countries, but you see all of their vehicles here on American soil. So Trump is just like, hey, let's level the playing field. You tariff the crap out of our vehicles, which is why you don't see our vehicles in your country, but we don't tariff any of your stuff, and you see all of your cars all around here. We're ending that. What's fair is fair.
So when you look at these moves, Geraldo, what do you see between the tariffs and Wisconsin? Like, what do you think? Where are we?
Let's just start with my vacation, Chris.
Sure.
Because the family, Erica, Sol, and I did visit Japan just back. I can tell you we went the length and breadth of the island archipelago and the big cities like Tokyo and the others. We did not see a single American car on the road in Tokyo. Mm-hmm. Not a Caddy, not a Buick, not a Ford, not a Chevy, not a nothing. We have plenty of Toyotas here in my neighborhood and around the country. So why is that? Now, I have an innate sense that there's something unfair going on vis-a-vis the American consumer. Now, I heard O'Reilly say that the numbers, give or take, don't really matter, that the experts will figure it out one way or the other. But I think that if these numbers are correct, or some fraction of them, if the trend is correct, if there's not an essential lie being told here, and if we are getting screwed by these foreign producers, then I think it is fair. If the reciprocal tariff, the key word is reciprocal. If they're screwing us, we've got to tax them at least, and he's saying, President Trump, that half is about the right amount. Well, right. I don't know. The experts have to determine that, but I just think that there's it smells something rotten.
Yeah. So if they are tariffing our products, why don't we tariff theirs? Like he said, like Geraldo said, the key word is reciprocal. Reciprocal. They're already doing it to us, so we're doing it in return. What's so bad about that? And I got one more thing I want to show you guys that I came across, and I'll end this, get you guys out of here, but came across this post. And it says, I'm no economic expert, so I have no idea if this tariff plan is going to work. But what I do know is that Trump is at war with the deep state, and it is attempting to disrupt the system that they benefit from, and they don't like it. Yeah, we see that. They tried to kill Trump for a reason, 1,000%. The CIA and their subsidiaries have been using regime change operations to remove Trump by any means necessary for a reason. The reason is Trump is an existential threat to their permanent shadow government and their massive money laundering / racketeering schemes. Trump is trying to remove the entire corrupt system from its roots and replace it with the old system before income taxes and before the Federal Reserve. Yeah, the way our country originally was run. Trump is not just at war with the entrenched U.S. bureaucracy. He is at war with the global central banking cartel. Trump is targeting the source of the deep state's power, the money. Facts. That's why they're screaming so loud. The closer you get, the louder they scream. Just saying. So while I might not understand every single lever of Trump's plan, I understand Trump is the opposition to deep state, and the deep state see him as their greatest threat. Hence why they invest all of their time, resources, and effort into trying to stop him by any means necessary. Will Trump succeed? Who knows? We have no choice but to wait and see. But the fact that he is at least attempting to uproot the deep state and try a new formula already makes him one of the greatest leaders in human history. And I trust that his plan could work. Otherwise, the deep state would have no reason to fear him. And I read that because I 1000% agree. I'm no economic expert. Never have claimed to be, and I never will be. Okay? Well, maybe I could become an expert. I could do my research. So I don't know if this is 1000% going to work. But what I do know is that these same people that are screaming the loudest have been the ones that have been trying to go after Trump time and time and time again. They're the same people. So you have to sit back and ask yourself, why? Why? Why have they tried to get rid of this man so badly to the point where, allegedly, they tried to take his life on national television? Yeah, that news network that never wanted to air his rallies, but all of a sudden wanted to air that rally that specific day. I'm not saying, it was just a coincidence, right? It was just a coincidence. They happened to air that rally live. It was just a coincidence, of course. And I agree with the last part that this individual said here. I don't have any idea whether or not it's going to work, but I do know that they're still screaming, meaning the deep state and the left. And if they didn't believe it was going to work, why would they be yelling so loud? Wouldn't they just let him walk into his own trap? That would be the common sense thing to do. When you're watching your enemy destroy themselves, don't interrupt them, right? So if they truly felt that this was going to destroy everything, they would let him. But the fact that they're screaming at the top of their lungs, trying to destroy him at every turn ever, I think tells me that he's on the right path. And they're worried he's going to succeed. Because when he does, they're cooked. But that's just me. Y'all let me know your thoughts and your opinions on this. Thanks for tuning in as always. I greatly appreciate all of the continued love and support. Do me a huge favor. Hit the like button. If you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. It helps out tremendously. And share this video. Share it. At least the last part so people can hear it. All right? Peace and love. I'm out.